the Shire. Turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.
Hey there, welcome to SharkCast Pod, a podcast dedicated to the greatest sporting club in the history of the world, the mighty Cronulla Sharks. This podcast episode is being produced on the turf of Kogarah Oval, because screw those guys and girls. We are the champions of the South. We are kings of the South. Local derby is ours. 40 points to 8. And I'm here with my good buddy, Gary Dover. Gary, that was one of the better derbies that I can remember.
There was some beautiful football played tonight, Sam, and I'm glad that it was played by us. It was good to have Nico back and good to see the boys produce a bit more of a polished performance in the second half than what we put up in the first. But, yeah, good to be rolling forward in a positive direction.
So that's very interesting, the second half, because 8-6 at half-time, you're thinking, okay, and they come out and there's a few errors here or there. But then to do that, when we all know the second half, particularly the opening 20 of the second half's our bogey kind of thing this year, they kind of put that one to bed for now. Got to back it up next week. But unbelievable performance. First half, a lot of botched try opportunities and errors, and they weren't playing bad. When it clicked, it was great. But it was a close game at half-time. Yeah. Don't know what was said at half-time, but it worked. And let's talk about the return of Nico. King Nico, probably the greatest Shire person that's ever lived. Absolutely lights out performance. Let's put this one to bed now. He's got ice on the groin. He's already said it's nothing, don't worry about it. So, we're not going to worry about that. Did you see this coming, this performance?
I saw a better performance from us, but not this much of an influence from Nico, I guess you'd say. Like, it's almost, you don't like to single out an individual to say that they put so much better on a team, but Nico did what he did tonight, and we wouldn't have been in anywhere near a position that we were if it wasn't for him. So it was good to see, and good for him to return and, you know, get that little calf complaint out of the way and just lights out from the get-go.
I mean, you and I don't know much about the calf, but it looked pretty good. I was a little bit apprehensive in that first half when he was going so hard so quick, but from all reports, the calf is fine. So good engineering by the Sharks to keep him to this point. We're now 2-2 on our way to 3-2 against the Warriors next week, which will be a tough game. But we're here to talk about the derby. And you and I were both here in working capacities, and we were both doing our jobs while being a little bit under the stress of watching our favourite team play, which is fine.
We love it.
Just a really great performance. I checked the old socials and messages at half-time, of which you're on one of those group chats. And people weren't happy. Can you tell me what they weren't happy about? Because I was watching the game in fine detail, but it was such a blur. I want to know what you thought of the first half and why people were blowing up.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, I obviously see all the comments come in on the socials, and, you know, I get a gist of what people are kind of thinking of the game, but also I've got my own opinions of what's happening, and it was really just us, our own errors again, like drop balls in key moments before, you know, like we'd be getting tackled on halfway and dropping the ball, and we just can't do that. And we've been doing it for 2-3 weeks. We've had it in our game, and we just got to get rid of it. And second half, luckily we came out. There was still some errors here and there, but it was just much better performance. We spoke about it earlier in our preview during the week, like the calm that Nico brings, and seeing Moiser, you know, sweep on both sides of the field, and just the way they link together. It was just really nice to see. So yeah, everyone's pretty happy after the game, but I could definitely see some comments coming through that weren't too positive at halftime.
Well, look, I don't usually give a lot of credit to the in the heat of the moment ones, just because it's in the heat of the moment people say things. People were singling out players, which we won't do now. Yeah. How did you think our forward pack went, particularly in the first half? Because to me, for a large part of it, they looked like they were in the fight and they were going okay. There were other moments where the Dragons kind of had a bit more of a domination. But what do you think of the forwards in the first half?
If you take out the errors, right, we were bending the line pretty consistently. Like each set, we'd 2 or 3 tackles, we'd bend the line or break through a little bit and start poking out.
Errors was the problem.
Errors would be the problem, yeah, okay. Definitely. That's what people was kind of blowing up about, and I understood. But yeah, it was nice to see. You know, they've got some big boys in a big pack, and it was good to see our forwards kind of stand up and take it to them a little bit. And obviously we had Oregon come off, Britt come off for a HIA. Yeah. There was a few things going on there. So, yeah, just glad to roll through them a little bit in that second half and really get some momentum to be able to play our shapes out the back. Good
to see the big 4 forwards on the bench, because one of them didn't play a whole lot of the game. So we saw Jack Williams play what looked to be extended minutes and go pretty good. I had very good vision and a whole bunch of different angles on the Hamlin Ueli no try. And let me tell you, he was already thinking about his celebration, as I was, before he got the ball down.
Oh, gosh. We were giving it to him a little bit after the game there. But, yeah, it was good to see him running really hard, you know. He was busting tackles and bumping guys off, and he was really digging in tonight, which I want to see from him each and every week. So hopefully moving forward that continues. And yeah, I was pretty happy with the way Jack stood up, and Braden, and all of the forwards. Britt, once again, he's been very consistent. So yeah, looking forward to more of those performances in the future.
Excellent. We were just watching Cronulla royalty walk across the car park with the stride in their step and their head held high, which is great to see. Led by the captain, Rob Willis. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Robbie.
He's coming. Get him over here. He'll get in here.
Good win, Robbie! You called me bud. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, you love it. It's good.
Anything else to say about the Sharkies for the moment?
No, good to have our game back. We spoke about it. We thought it would happen, and I'm just glad they came out and performed the way we thought they would.
Man, it was scintillating in the second half.
Champagne rugby.
Yeah, or actually even the first half, the tries were great.
Absolutely. So more of that next week. We'll be well on our way. We're up to 6 already on the ladder, so we're slowly climbing our way back into it. And,
Are we really?
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
When those passes stick, man.
What about that cutout ball from Nico in the first half?
Yep.
Running down the sideline. That was beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm looking forward to watching the replay and just analysing all of this because, yeah, okay, there were errors. But aside from the errors, which we need to clean up, we know that.
Yep.
It looked pretty damn good.
It looked good. It looked really good. So there were definitely patches there where we played our game, and we've just got to string those 80-minute performances together, not so much 40 or 50-minute performances moving forward. But the potential, obviously, that we saw tonight and what we can build on, it's only round 4 and Nico's first game back. If that's the level that we want to stay at, it's pretty impressive.
And I'm not sure if we were just really good at defending or they didn't have the ball at all.
We defended better, but they only
scored, 8 points?
Pretty hopeless, but yeah, it was good. It was good to see
So
a better defensive performance. That was probably the biggest positive that the boys took from it, was that they only had 8 points scored against them. Yet they enjoyed putting 40 on the board, but it's more important to defend better than we have been in the opening 3 rounds.
And the biggest news of the day, Sifa Talakai's penalty goal, straight over the black dot.
Good. He redeemed himself.
Even he was laughing when he was taking in the shot.
Beautiful
I was like,
strike.
This could go either way.
No, it's good to see. Lots of positives to take from tonight. So it's a good building block for the rest of the season ahead.
I think that Coach Fitzgibbon has a lot of opportunity to not mess with the team and the positions and the way the boys line up, but there is a lot of variation there that could be applied, whether you want to do it tactically or as a necessity or for form reasons, which at the moment that won't be the case.
Yeah.
But the club's in a pretty strong place as far as depth goes. We saw in the Jets, Connor Tracy playing fullback and Aero Blade. Like, there's a whole lot of guys there that aren't getting NRL game time. And, oh, geez, Gary.
Giant spider.
It's not giant, but we're shutting that door. Get out of here.
He's coming for you.
Dude. Typical. You're having the best night of your life in Kogarah.
And
something has to ruin
comes and ruins it.
A St. George spider.
But yeah, as you said, like, there's depth at the club, and the Jets played really well second half of their performance as well. And you've got those guys like Connor and Dan Atkinson and Nifa Peru and all these young fellas coming through. Tommy Hazelton.
He's good.
Big bust up the middle, and he beat the fullback. He scored a double. So
really you can rely on a whole bunch of those guys if you needed them.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. You know, we've seen it in the trials, and we've seen it pretty consistently from some of those guys for the Jets. So if they were needed to step up into first grade, we know they can do the job.
I had a pretty good chat with our development guy, Mick Ennis, before the game, and he's super happy with where we're at as a club with the juniors. They've got their eye on a few other guys from around the league at that younger level, but he's really happy with the homegrown talent, and he said there's a number of guys playing above their age, even from the lowest level. So there's exciting times ahead. How they get into that 17, I don't know.
I know, it's tricky, isn't it?
But
it's good to see, though, that we've got that depth and we've got that pathway system in place with a guy like Mick Ennis leading it up and keeping his eye out for all that talent that's coming through, because we've got such a big junior league catchment area and so many players to choose from that, you know, if we get the chance to pick a few out here and there and they come through the grades, it's going to be an unreal story, and they've got the talent to do it. So let's hope that we can get some of them into the club in the near future.
Gary, this is your second appearance in a week
I know, it's
on the show.
weird, isn't
You're a derby guy.
How good. I love the derby. I love it. Especially when it ends like that.
Yeah, it was a good one, man. It was a good one. When they crept away to about, I don't know, they got to about 26 points, I was really relieved and just soaking it in, really happy.
Yeah.
You can enjoy it then.
That's right.
We needed the win. We love beating these guys. Warriors, you may not have seen much of their game.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of their game. They played all right. They played all right. So it's going to be tough.
Defensively, they're a lot stronger this year. So
Definitely.
our mate Shawnee's playing okay, and it's not going to be a walkover that you may have thought of being pre-season. Like it's going to be a physical battle. I think there's a cloud over Tohu Harris, which would be immense for us.
Yeah.
But
little knee injury.
But they'll come here to play. So I'm looking forward to that. Back at home, haven't been there for a while, so that'll be a sellout. You would think Sunday afternoon after a big win.
Yeah,
so
it's selling out pretty quick. So if you haven't got your tickets, grab them as soon as you can.
Gary, any other wise words from you before we leave this really disgusting place?
Look, I've only got one thing to say, Sam, and it's up Cronulla.
We can't end the episode there because I don't know where the spider is. Where's it gone?
I don't know, but I'm the one that has to get out and go to my car, so
yeah, but
I
it's
feel like you'll be safe.
Get through one of the little cracks. It's probably sitting on my lap
coming
right
through
now.
the aircon, I'm sure.
If we don't make it to, if I don't upload this podcast, you won't know. But just send help.
Send help.
Yes. So Sharks 40 points to 8, huge win, local derby. We'll get some stats for you during the week. I think it was one of the biggest ones we've had. So.
Have to be up there.
Great stuff. Hopefully the injury toll isn't too bad. We'll keep an eye on that. Gary, we will keep an eye on your socials and your website, of course, sharks.com.au. And as you said, up Cronulla. Let's get out of here. Let's cross the bridge, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thanks for your time, Gary. Thanks for listening, everyone. Up Cronulla. Let's go.
Black, white, and blue. Up, Cronulla. Name of the Sharks fit you. Sharks, forever. Go out and play without fear. Now's the time to see good football. For the Sharks are here. Time to see good football, for the Sharks are here. Up the Sharks!